All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Sini, who is going to be the yellow Night Elf, versus Suns, who is going to be the blue Night Elf. If you guys are confused, the description is in the top left-hand side. It has a little scrolling banner, very difficult to miss, but then again, people always seem to miss it. All right. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the bits in between the matches. I follow you on YouTube for since 2013. But barely, yeah. I've been doing this since 2009. So I guess I'm a little bit of an old timer in the WarCraft 3 casting realm. Some people have come and gone, but thank you for sticking with me. Hopefully, I'll be able to do a little bit of coverage or some coverage when WarCraft 3 Reforged does come out. Now we are looking at a Night Elf versus Night Elf mirror match. And in a Night Elf versus Night Elf mirror match, there was a lot of luck. There was a lot of luck in terms of Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter, who got the mana burn off first, what items were dropped, things of that nature, which, made it a little bit uninteresting. But now that we are in a situation where it's not necessarily Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter, it's actually rather nice. Let's take a look at this. It looks like a Wisp was trying to build something right off down over here. This Ancient of War taking a bit of damage and is now already down to 693 hit points. Let's take a look. Is it going to try and run back away, perhaps get within range of this over here? Not 100% sure. There are some Wisp down across over here as well to try and offer a bit of healing, as this Wisp desperately wants to pick up perhaps a Forest Troll Shadow Priest or that Forest Troll Berserker. Pulling units away right now. In come the Ogre Maulers. It is going to be a Priestess of the Moon, a Potom, coming in from both. Wait, what? I thought this was a Priestess of the Moon at first. I'll have to check the video later, but I thought it was a Priestess of the Moon. It looks like he switched to a Demon Hunter in this matchup, as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest tries to get away. Is he going to be able to get away? Mana Burn finishes him off, unable to steal that Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Meanwhile, Priestess of the Moon now coming across, Searing Arrows. Is he going to get that bit of gold? No, he did not get that bit of gold. No experience right there. Mana Burn going to come across from that Priestess of the Moon, able to force a retreat. And the Priestess of the Moon is a natural counter to the Demon Hunter, as the Priestess of the Moon doesn't need a lot of mana to operate and lead the army. Searing Arrows only takes 6 mana per cast, and if you don't mana burn, if you don't use your mana to mana burn it, you're going to be taking extra damage. But after a while, it becomes rather inefficient, as your 60 mana is being there to burn anywhere from 12 to 24 mana once that Priestess of the Moon really starts to cast more and more. Meanwhile, Priestess of the Moon looking to back up here. We are going into Huntresses, but this is off of a single Ancient of War. This is not the strategy that I was expecting if someone was to go for the Priestess of the Moon. In a Night Elf versus Night Elf mirror match, oftentimes Night Elf players will stay in Tier 1 and go dual Ancients of War or dual AOWs. In this particular instance, we're taking a look at the blue Night Elf player, Sun. Sun is actually trying to go for a single Ancient of War Huntresses and teching to Tier 2. I'm curious as to what exactly the follow-up play is going to be here, as there are a number of archers out onto the field, and we are teching to Tier 2 as well. This Wisp coming in from Sini is going to scout this out as well, as you're going to see more and more damage coming from this Priestess of the Moon here. Lone Huntress going to be able to join in on the fight, and Priestess of the Moon and a Huntress is able to push back a Demon Hunter, as the Demon Hunter doesn't want to stick around. More Huntresses are going to be coming across in here as well. Archer could be taking a bit of damage. You can take a look. That Priestess of the Moon is just getting in so many Searing Arrows to try and finish off units, as we're going to see perhaps a Wisp get taken out. There's a detonation, as the Priestess of the Moon now looking to back up again. Two Huntresses working together. A lone Demon Hunter who has now used a lot of that Moonwell juice to also refill his mana. Moonwell management is very important in the matchup, as we're going to take a look. Huntress actually taking a lot of damage right here. Archer is able to pierce down through that unarmored, and that is a problem. More retreating once again. And the Night Elf mirror match is also interesting in the early stages, as archers can counter huntresses just like hunters naturally counter archers. It's whoever is able to get in more damage and whoever has the larger army in terms of numbers being able to focus down those other units. We've seen all of Sini's units perhaps coming in a single file line, 1, 2 at a time. Meanwhile, Sun, because his army has been closer, or his base is closer to all of the action, has been able to attack with more of his units simultaneously, getting him that damage bonus. Now, the Dark Ranger, I like this maneuver by Sini here. The reason being is, well, it is another auto attack bonus ability, and on top of that, what we're gonna see, no skeleton here, is that because it is a mass archer army, you end up having more targets for skeletal minions. We're going to see this Priestess of the Moon trying to dance around. Is it going to perhaps try and shadow meld? Yes, it is going to shadow meld right there, and that unit is going to, well, be forced to retreat back again. All right, the downside of a mass archer army is once the Dark Ranger is out, well, skeletal minions, low hit point, low supply units are exactly what the Dark Ranger wants to take out. That means you're going to get more skeletons out onto the field, and that's going to cause more traffic, cause more damage, and, well, turn things aside. However, we're also looking at a Goblin Tinker coming in from Sun. Goblin Tinker, Pocket Factory, well, the Clockwork Goblins always come in from this side, so this is a little bit of an unfortunate location that the Pocket Factory is not in a place where these units are going to be coming out and walking straight into this Forest Troll Warlord. Meanwhile, over here at the, what I'll call 1 o'clock position, Priestess of the Moon, Dark Ranger, both sides trying to get more experience. The Priestess of the Moon desperately wants to get to level 2. True Shot Aura would be a huge bonus right now, as it would give, well, a mass damage bonus to all of the units that you see here. All right, Forest Troll Trapper will get down. Dark Ranger and the Priestess of the Moon are both going to level up to level 2 at the same time, as the Dark Ranger now makes its way back out as well. All right, Demon Hunter with Vampiric Aura. It's going to be difficult to take out. Goblin Tinker still wandering around here. Let's see what's going to come of this. Goblin Tinker with Vampiric Aura, able to regenerate some of those precious hit points, as an Ancient of War will be absorbing some damage. Ancient of War, we're seeing that 40 over 40 supply compared to 36 over 50. No tech to tier 3 that I see, as we are now transitioning into Dryads. Meanwhile, we are still at Tree of Ages as well, so both sides are starting to get more and more Dryads. Interesting choice at this point, as the Dryads naturally counter each other, but the Dryads also counter Huntresses. Ancient of War still sitting at 40 over 40, 520 gold right now, and without additional Moonwells under construction, additional Moonwells just finished, it's going to be difficult. Well, it's going to be difficult to get into that 50 supply and, well, make something of this. 46 over 50 compared to 40 over 50 right now. One skeletal minion just walking along on the inside. Mass Dryads are going to have plenty of targets to abolish magic, as those skeletal minions, well, are prime targets. They do give experience as well. As we're going to take a look, Tree of Life will most likely end up just getting canceled right here, right now. Dark Ranger, extra little bit of damage. Priestess of the Moon just going to dive on in here, as, well, that Wisp will get taken out. Nope, gets detonated. Skeletal minion right there, going to be making its way back over. Demon Hunter, Mana Burn onto the Dark Ranger. Clockwork Goblins will be popping on out. No Staff of Preservation, as the Huntress gets taken out there. All right, Huntress is going straight after the Archers. Archers going straight after the Huntresses and Dryads. Dryads trying to finish off each other's targets, and this is the problem for Sini. The yellow Night Elf player trying to finish off some of these units. However, the Dryads are just countering so many of these Huntresses as well. Low hit point Dryads trying to make their way through. More Dryads coming back in from the other side. If these Huntresses can perhaps finish off the Forest Troll Berserker, you can see that damage bonus, how big of a difference it makes, as both sides are just losing units left and right. 41 supply compared to 38. We are pretty much neck and neck right now. Our army units are trying to head back every which way, siphon life away from the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is going to be in a little bit of a strange spot, Meanwhile, Dryads could end up getting taken down as well. All right, a little bit of slow poison. 1 or 2 more shots should finish it off. There it goes. And, well, if you are not a hero, you probably will not be sticking around very long in this particular fight. One Dryad able to escape at 35 hit points. 39 supply compared to 35. Right now, units heading back every which way. One lone Huntress trying to get some damage onto this Tree of Life. This Huntress is not long for this world. It will get taken out very, very quickly. Hunter, Goblin Tinker, and Dryads now showing up to the party. All right, there you have it. It's going to get taken out. Well, nope. There it goes, giving level 4 now to the Demon Hunter. All right, what is that follow-up play? We are still at Tree of Ages on both sides. 41 supply compared to 43. Pretty much dead even at this point. Dark Ranger is at 3. Priestess of the Moon also is at 3. And now with level 2 True Shot Aura to give a bigger damage bonus to the entire army. The entire army is in fact ranged, so plus 20% damage does add up rather fast. The only units not benefiting is these lesser dark minions who, well, will get taken out rather quickly as well. This expansion is on the far side. It is getting mined up, so Sini does have the economic advantage. Meanwhile, however, oh, Dark Ranger, are we going to see the Tree of Life get taken out? No Staff of Preservation, and there it goes. There goes that Tree of Life. There goes a Dryad as well. There goes another Dryad. The teleport just a split second late, unable to save that unit. More Dryads getting added in. 49 or 50 supply over 70 now, as more Wisp getting added. Meanwhile, 48 over 50, but it is without the economic equality. Sini has a slightly larger army, but he also has more workers. Meanwhile, Sun has a larger well, no, I actually think Sun might have the larger army. No, not anymore. That difference a little bit too much. Demon Hunter, Goblin Tinker, Demon Hunter sitting at well, high on armor now, as the Goblin Tinker still sits at level 3. As both sides are just going back to their respective corners, trying to creep, trying to clear out, and trying to restabilize their armies and get the proper research done. Who is going to be able to make and cover the most ground? You're taking a look. Sun is attempting to establish up this base here at the 8 o'clock location. No sign of an expansion down right there, because that is the first place that Sini is most likely going to look. Dark Ranger, Devotion Aura also getting added in there as well. Another Scroll of Healing, but the problem with Scrolls of Healing is that it doesn't help against focus-fired units. Let's take a look at this Goblin Tinker right there. A Dryad's trying to focus down multiple units, siphon life away. There goes one Dryad. Another Dryad could get taken down. Let's take a look. Another unit could get taken down as well. Dryad versus Dryad. Who is focusing down faster? And that is the big question. As well, Sini seems to be winning out on this battle ever so barely. All right, Dryad after Dryad is getting taken down. You're taking a look. Multiple Dryads alive for the yellow, with more coming in as reinforcements. Meanwhile, Sun is down to just 2 heroes and no more Dryads left. 58 supply compared to 35. The timing on this attack absolutely key, as Sini, well, now with the ball in his court, should easily be able to stop this expansion. Goblin Tinker is at 4. Demon Hunter is at 4. Crota wins. No, I'm not even in this match, but thank you. As we're looking at, well, the Priestess of the Moon going exactly to where he thought the expansion would be. Doesn't see one there. Goblin Tinker, well, drops out that Clockwork Goblins. Goblin Tinker is sitting at level 4. These Clockwork Goblins will be jumping out that much faster. Could cause some problems, as we're taking a look at a Scroll of Town Portal to land back down. All right, those Clockwork Goblins, there you go, trying to go after some of those units. There goes one Dryad already. The Demon Hunter gonna go ahead and just try to move it away as well. And I don't believe, yeah, no other deaths. So both sides trading a Scroll of Town Portal. However, Sini, the yellow Night Elf, also down one Dryad. All right. The expansion from Sun would give equal footing to Sun once again, and that is something that he desperately needs. Also, the fact that his expansion is a bit of a ninja expansion, an unknown expansion, all of a sudden this opens the opportunity for Sini to overestimate and overextend in a battle. If you don't know or if you misjudge the resources of your opponent, you will often overcommit in a fight or trade inefficiently, thinking that, you know what, you have an advantage somewhere else. Back across here, Wisp keeping track of things as well. Let's take a look back across here in the center portion. Rock Golem's going to get cleared up. Priestess of the Moon, Dark Ranger, both on the cusp of level 5. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter of Sun currently sitting at 5 as well. Now, this is a situation where I think Sun should actually be trying to set up an expansion. The longer the game goes where there isn't an expansion in this location, the more likely that Sini is going to look for an expansion somewhere else. Once and that's just because at this stage in the game, if there is no expansion, then, well, he knows that he is going to easily win this. Let's take a look. Another Dryad going to get taken out. Scroll of Healing quickly used there. Abolish magic being used once more. Dryads trying to finish off all of these other units. More yellow Dryads joining in as the Priestess of the Moon and the Dark Ranger both get to level 5 very quickly. 17 supply advantage, however, for yellow and Sini's army, as the Dryads are just simply outflanking and winning in terms of numbers. Goblin Tinker gets to level 5 though. More Dryads getting finished off. So it is a 5-5 versus a 5-5. The main difference, and a big difference it is indeed, is the number of units alive on both sides. Demon Hunter down to 500 some odd hit points. It will end up getting away without much of an issue. Let's take a look. There goes that Pocket Factory once more. All right. Does Sini realize that his opponent has an expansion? And if he does realize this and he attacks it, well, pretty much all bets are off for Sini's chances to come back. As long as that expansion is still there, Sini could misjudge and make a mistake. Otherwise, well, Sun really wanting to get back into this game, now just still wandering around on the far side. Priestess of the Moon sitting at 5. Dark Ranger sitting at 5. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter sitting at 5. Vampiric Aura. This is a full health Demon Hunter. Let's take a look. Oh, Dryads would have been an easy target to pick apart as they were just walking in a single file line. Now, these Moonwells are, well, some of them are rather full. Let's take a look at this. Pocket Factory could try and crank out some of these units as well. Goblin Tinker sitting at level 5. These Clockwork Goblins, 12 to 24 damage. More Clockwork Goblins should be making their way out, perhaps causing a little bit of death and destruction on escaping, as we're going to take a look. Another Clockwork Goblin making its way back out here. These Clockwork Goblins do not give experience, remember. When they die, only the Pocket Factory does. A 22 supply difference between these two armies. Yellow, yeah, this is actually a major problem. Sini should expect that there is an expansion somewhere else. He just has not spotted it. That is a very big deal. Meanwhile, how much gold is left in this gold mine? I can't tell. 7,700, and it looks like it very difficult to spot up right there.
Players' forces are under attack.
Priestess of the Moon, a Dark Ranger looking to clear out some more difficult creep camps. Not going to be much of an issue, but no experience will be given. Meanwhile, back on the other side here, Demon Hunter is in the same spot. Let's take a look. Goblin Tinker dropping down that Pocket Factory now. There's a detonation, but not much is going to be done there. All right, more damage, more units making their way across. Another Moonwell could get taken down. It's going to fall as well as more units are just, well, in position here. Let's take a look. A handful of Dryads need to back off. Meanwhile, Sini is still going after creep camps right now, only able to get additional gold and not get any additional experience. Meanwhile, Sun is actually putting pressure on the main base. Scroll of Town Portal coming across now. Clockwork Goblins could perhaps cause a bit of problems as the Scroll of Town Portal, mass Dryads landing, causing issues there. Still no Staff of Preservation that I see, as the Dryad army now sitting at 70 over 70 supply. All right. Let's take a look. Clockwork Goblins making their rounds out. Dryads are here. Demon Hunter sitting at level 5. Units need to perhaps get ready to roll out and do a big engagement here. 78 supply over 60. 2 Moonwells lost as more Moonwells are getting replaced. Meanwhile, trying to get a little bit of gold from these gnolls doesn't really help. There's only 2 heroes as of left. Experience you cannot gain after level 5 from creeps. And still, this mass Dryad army with 2/2 upgrades is still a potent threat. Dryads now ready to head off to the north here. We are looking at a Tome of Intelligence being left behind. No big surprise, or, well, I guess leaving behind an intelligent tome. If you were to leave behind a tome, it makes the most sense. As we're taking a look at the skeletal minions getting finished off here. All right. Clearing out another expansion. Yellow clearing out an additional expansion here to try and set up his third base. Meanwhile, a Scroll of Town portal could be coming across. Clockwork Goblin, there's that Scroll of Town portal. Where is it going to land? Is it going to be able to finish off anything? That is the key. There it goes, finishing off one or two Dryads in pretty much an instant. There goes one Dryad, two Dryads, or four Dryads on both sides right now. 74 supply compared to 67. Who is coming out on top? Moonwells are doing a bit of healing as well. No Scroll of Healing. Dark Ranger trying to stay alive, or this Dryad trying to stay alive there. More units coming back every which way. Dark Ranger is now at level 6. Does have possession, so could start easily possessing opposing units to try and get that advantage there. Demon Hunter says we will be having none of that. Quickly using the mana burn there. Meanwhile, the Priestess of the Moon with level 3 True Shot aura dealing massive, terrible damage. All right, let's take a look. More Demon Hunter trying to get away. Demon Hunter almost at level 6, not quite, as it teleports back home. Almost level 6. Demon Hunter, well, it's 5 2/3. 5 2/3 for that Goblin Tinker. Yeah. At this point and stage in the game, would it make sense to buy potions of mana to just be able to quaff that potion real quick and then steal a Dryad? It is a 1-up for you and a 1-down for your opponent. So that may actually be worth it as another mana burn goes down on that Priestess of the Moon. All right, Searing Arrows damage adding up once again. Demon Hunter does not want to be sticking around on this fight, but that Priestess of the Moon apparently having a difficult time hitting the broadside of a Demon Hunter as it is evading a lot. All right, Ancient Protector now down. Doing a little bit of rock tossing against this Tree of Life. Tree of Life could end up getting taken down here. Meanwhile, nothing in this entangled gold mine off to the north. Wisp are going to be transferred over here in just a second, and it is going to be 3 bases to 2, or excuse me, 2 bases to 1, or perhaps even 0, as this Tree of Life is going to be falling soon. All right, are we going to see a Scroll of Town portal? Dryads looking to fight back every which way. Dryads still getting trained back up. We're looking at 79 over 60 supply. Scroll of Town portal now finally coming in. Where is it going to land? Landing on the far side right there to finish off this pocket factory. All right, there's the possession. Dryad now being possessed. And as that Dark Ranger gets more and more mana, the worse it is going to be for Sun. Meanwhile, the Goblin Tinker, perhaps with Robo Goblin and the Demon Hunter getting up to level 6, we could have Metamorphosis as well. Both sides having massive damage right now as, well, Blue is setting up an expansion over here on the top left. Little does he know he is completely surrounded by bases right now. Bases and army as the units are still ready to roll on out. Dryads heading back up the side, perhaps going to be striking the main base, taking down some of the main production as well. Meanwhile, coming back the other way, Dark Ranger wants to finish, well, is it going to try and finish off some of these workers here? We are looking at full mining once again. Tree of Eternity is going to be hiding himself in the bushes, and he does not want to fall. All of a sudden, you have to reset all of those buildings there. Tree of Ages now purposely backing up, sitting at 79 over 60 supply. Difficult to try and get a good surround. Meanwhile, where are all of these other units traveling to next? Dryads ready to push upon this expansion location here. Tree of Eternity did not get the Nature's Blessing. Thank you, Go Rast, for the follow. As the Tome of Intelligence, well, still lying await there. We can see another Ancient Protector being placed down. All right, Tree of Eternity was quickly trying to root itself. However, Dryads already dealing a massive amount of damage before that Tree of Eternity did finally, well, fall. Moonwells, 300 over 300 getting taken out. That is not what you want to see. Losing these precious Moonwells at this stage and point in the game, every bit of hit point is worth it. As we're taking a look at, well, the Metamorphosis Demon Hunter coming back. Slow poison onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter could have perhaps been taken out if it was slowed enough. Meanwhile, Dryads now putting pressure onto this Ancient Protector here as it is looking to Expansion still here up and running. Expansion over here not up and running, as the Dryads now with 2/2 upgrades look to line up and finish off the opposing blue army. All right, level 5, level 6. As the Demon Hunter with Metamorphosis could cause a lot of problems. There's the Pocket Factory right there. Tree of Ages, 76/60 supply. More Dryads coming in from the other side. And we could start having some poking damage onto that Tree of Life. All right, Clockwork Goblins looking to finish off that unit there as the Goblin Tinker looks to back away. However, this could be potentially bad news as more and more Clockwork Goblins are looking to join in on the fight here and finish off more units. Go cast games of Razorman. I think I have a couple of Razorman games. Back over here on the at the 9 o'clock position, Dryads looking to finish off this Tree of Life. No repairs that I see as of yet. Demon Hunter having some bad days. Does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, but still looks to escape and fight another day. Meanwhile, Goblin Tinker brings out a Pocket Factory again to try and finish off this Tree of Ages. It looks like a little bit of damage could be had right there as this Tree of Ages is down to, well, 1,000 hit points. Dryads trying to engage, getting picked apart once again, and I think this may be the end of it. Dryads trying to escape back here, but there's just simply too many units, and once you are getting engaged with a split army, well, that is generally bad news for you. All right, another possession coming in. Dark Ranger saying thank you very much as Dryads now heading back, and really the possession making its, well, presence known, stealing 2 Dryads for a total swing of 12 supply. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.